Hello everybody and welcome to another Tech Minute video. My name is Tom from 6 Foot Networks. Thank you for joining me in the office today. Well, I had something of an issue over the last few weeks on top of all the other issues that I've already reported on, or recorded on, I should say. But about a week ago, or 2 weeks ago now, I had some strange issues in this office per se, and they all had to do with heat. Now, I have a temperature load in here, obviously, because I have servers, I have routers, I have, switches and stuff. Can you see that switch right there? There you go. That is a Catalyst 3750 24 port switch, and I have two of those. Plus I have a 3800 series integrated services router over there that's running, as well as all the computers and stuff that are behind me. But what was weird about this was I couldn't figure out why it was hot at random hours of the day. For example, the other day it was raining in Los Angeles, and yeah, I mean that. It was actually raining like hard here in Los Angeles. It was a small monsoon that came through, and it kept the temperatures below 70 degrees for the day. So that was last Tuesday, so it was a week ago. And during that day, this office was pushing 82 degrees or 84 degrees. And I literally thought to myself that I got a problem. I have a heat load in here that's not allowing the air conditioning to work properly. Well, I went through and I kind of took my infrared thermometer that I have in my work bag and I kind of just shot it at stuff. And nothing was really hot. I mean, the Mac Pros were hot, but they weren't that hot that it should make that much of a difference in a space that's, very large. So suffice it to say, I deployed one of my temperature sticks, and you guys have seen these in a review video that I did previously. I deployed one of these and I put it right here where this camera is standing, and I let it sit there for about a week. In fact, it was a week, because yesterday it was 7 days that I did it. Today is the 8th day, and I was able to chart that my temperature readings were only high when I was here, whether it was late at night when there was no sun out, or when when the office was in use but not in use, if you know what I mean. So for example, the temperature would be hot if I was here or if somebody else was here and left the lights on. And how I knew that was I correlated the data that I gathered from my temp stick with the recordings off my Arlo security cameras. And there were times when workers came in to do inspections or whatever on various things and they left the lights on. Now, what lights am I talking about here? These guys. So these are the lights that used to be, and I'll show you, I'll pan the camera up here. Or I'm sorry, I'll tilt the camera up. Well, no, I'm actually gonna pan it because I'm gonna turn it sideways. So up here in the grid, you can see that there's currently one bulb here, but there's a spot here, and there's a white one over here that can hold bulbs. So 3 total here, and then on the opposite side of the room, you can see that I have 3 more with 1 bulb in the middle. So let me pan you back and tilt you back over here. So the bulbs that were in there were 6 of these Philips 1200 lumen dimmable 15 watt LED. These were 5000K, meaning they're just about daylight. In fact, they're about the same color temperature as what my studio lights are, just to keep things uniform for color balance. But I had 6 of these up there, and these are spotlights. Like, they're meant for long distance throwing, and they're bright. Don't ever put your eyes into those. What I did was I took a ladder. I had borrowed the landlord's ladder, and I actually climbed up there. And just climbing up there, you could feel the various temperature changes as you were climbing up the rungs of the ladder. So I knew I was getting close. And I took my little infrared thermometer that I had, and I lit up just random parts of the ceiling and the walls over there. And they were 30 to 40 degrees hotter than what the surface of this desk was in a matter of 10 feet. It was insane. So I investigated it. These bulbs were reading 140 degrees when they were on, which is insane. It was almost twice that than most of the equipment in this room. So what I did was I replaced one of these with a bunch of these. Actually, I bought 8 of these because I couldn't remember if I had 8 lights up there or 6. So I bought all of them that they had in the store, and I'm actually going to return 6 of them at some point. They're actually laying over here on the floor to be returned. But these are, like the box says, incredibly bright lights, and they are, because I replaced 6 of these with 2 of these. As you saw, I only have 2 lights up there, and they're bright. They light up the whole office. And the fact that these are globe lights, not spotlights or floodlights or whatever these are called. I think these were floodlights, but essentially these would shoot just a spot of light in a specific area. And they used to point at the walls, like there was a big white spot here, there was one here, one over there, and one over there, and it was just bad. And then the other 2 were just pointing at the floor. So what I did was I replaced flood with this. Now this, like I said, is what we got here, 18 watt LED, which is equivalent to 125 watt incandescent. Now, according to this, one of these is 2000 lumens, and it's supposed to last for 22.8 years, average use of 3 hours a day. The color temperature is identical, they're both 5Ks. But suffice it to say that I replaced 6 of those floodlights with 2 of these, and the temperature dropped by 10 degrees in this room just by doing that. So if you take anything out of this video, you should probably invest in one of these so you can gather some data with regards to temperature in your rooms, whatever it is, and invest in some decent LEDs that are incredibly bright, no pun intended, but you don't need 6 of them to do the same work. So if a spotlight or whatever you call this, only shines light straight down and doesn't spread out, then you can bet your bottom dollar that you're going to need more of these to light up the same area than if you get 1 or 2 of these. So it really made sense to do so, and it's made a drastic difference. Now, I feel the need to point out that it's not just these that are culprits when it comes to temperature. If you're in a really small space, this is a 400 square foot space, so it's relatively small, but now that I'm by myself and I don't have people coming and going anymore, at least not as of late, and even if they do come, it's either I'm not here or they're here for a very short period of time. We don't generate enough heat in terms of body heat and equipment and whatever that it makes much of a difference. One of the things that I noted when I was swinging my infrared thermometer around is that these displays, basically this display wall over here, gets pretty warm, so it is recommended to have some kind of a display sleep, so that way if you walk away, say you go to lunch, these can turn off and cool off and keep your room a little bit cooler and maintain your temperatures in check. But you can see here that it's nowhere near 82 or 84 degrees, and all I did was replace some light bulbs, and that really made the difference for me. So if you have heat issues or any kind of other heat related issues like systems failing or crashing on you, check out your lighting. Make sure you're not pumping out more heat than anything else. And also, a word of note, this bulb, I can't even quantify how hot it got when I went to pull it out. I had the ladder in here, and I was up there. So by the time I got the ladder, I had turned the lights off. I went downstairs to get the ladder, came back up, and they would have been off for probably 3, 4, 5 minutes. This thing was untouchable. I touched it and I immediately pulled away, and I thought I was going to fall off the ladder. and I had to literally come back down and do something else to essentially get these out, and then I was able to get them out. By the time I got to the 6th one, it was able to be touched without getting burned. So it's kind of impressive how much LEDs put out heat, but you know, it's not something that you think about because they're supposed to be energy saving and whatnot, and you don't think about the kind of heat output that they put up once they're installed, unless you touch them regularly or you put them near your face if they're near your face or whatever, and you can feel the heat coming off of them. But anyway, so check it out. Maybe it'll help you save, I don't know, some money or something. I guess if you get some more efficient LEDs and dimmable ones that you don't need to drive at 100%, that's what these are. These are dimmable, daylight, yeah. And I mean, they work. So, and sometimes it doesn't matter, but for me in this case it mattered a lot. And that's about it. If you like this video, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up if you really like this video, and I hope you do. And if you don't like this video, I hope you'll tell me down below why you don't like it. But if you do like it that much, please consider subscribing to the channel. It does, help us out, and it does allow me to create more content like this for you on a daily basis. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and until next time.